All right, everyone. John Stumpf stepping down as CEO of Wells Fargo amid allegations that the bank created upwards of 2 million fake accounts without the knowledge of customers. And get this, he's reportedly walking away with $134 million. I bet you Elizabeth Warren doesn't like that, right? It's got her fuming anyway. She's been fuming all along about him. I'm joined right now by Charlie Gasparino here and Kevin Kelly. You know, look, I think there's so much blame to go around in many ways here. I mean, you look at the bank, right? And what they did is just, you know, it's not forgivable. But at the same time, hasn't Washington, in some ways, Charlie, enabled the bank to do the thing it's doing?
We should point out that when I think of unforgivable, I think of Bernie Madoff, of $60 billion ripoff. At the most, let's just put this in context, this is a $2.5 million ripoff.
I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
Let me just make the point. It's a $2.5 million ripoff that, okay, listen, you create one false account, that's bank fraud, I get it. And I know it's bad, and I know they cross-sold. But let's put this in context. And let's put one other thing in context. The Consumer Financial Protection Board was inside their offices every day and missed it.
Well, yeah, because they miss everything. I mean, let's not forget, they were in Lehman Brothers every day.
And by the way, that's the creation of Elizabeth Warren, who wanted an extra monitor on the banks. And guess what? They couldn't catch this thing.
So they couldn't catch it, but she figures if you just put a little more regulation in, a little more regulation, and maybe a lot more regulation, it'll be okay. I mean, I think, Kevin, like, in some ways, we got to get back to what we were, right? Why not just bring back Glass-Steagall and say enough with these big, gigantic banks that are doing very aggressive things to make, and this wasn't, to your point, it wasn't as aggressive as some of the other things, but why not just change
Well, it's easier to monitor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no more supermarket banks.
Well, the problem is they keep putting on more regulations when they should actually make heads roll. We know they're criminal activity. No one's gone to jail. Nothing's happened to anybody. And we're talking, and the problem is we're setting sights on this $2.5 million number. That is what they found so far. And going back to 2011, we now know it stemmed all the way back to 2005. So it's more pervasive.
So it's going to be 10 million.
It's going to be more, but still
10 million.
But guess who it targeted? It targeted the elderly who don't check their accounts as much. It targeted the poor. That's a problem.
No, I'm not saying it's not a problem, but put it in context. We just seen a very good CEO. He was very good as far as the bank was concerned, very well run. That bank was not systemically, there was no systemic problems with the bank. It wasn't going to blow up and destroy the financial system because he was a very good manager.
But that's not what it says.
But let me just make this point. We've just got rid of him over a scam that might, if you're lucky, reach $10 million. And I will say this. I'm not saying that, I'm not excusing this. I'm saying what you have is people in Washington demanding heads for stuff that is, okay, yes, he did bad. Yes, they need more monitoring.
Look at the stock
Yes, there's always bad stuff.
Yeah.
There's always bad stuff that goes on at these banks.
I think the danger here, though, is that Washington's getting too involved, and you know that's a slippery slope.
Well, here's what the market's speaking its voice because look at the share price today. So Stumpf was.
I got to run.
Yes.
We're up against a hard break, so that's it. I'll see you right back here in 2.